NLP, business, coaching and NLP. So let's get cracking. This is what we're going to look at throughout the day. You've got notes in your little folders. You can have them open because you can write notes as you go. But stay on the page that we are on, please. Just stay on the page that we're on. So we're going to go through quite a few things, looking at what is NLP, looking at the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. How do we build rapport with people, understanding how we think. I want to do a bit about values. Now, values are advanced NLP. So we have a master practitioner, we have a practitioner training, which is a basic level. You only do values when we get to master. You'll find out what values are later in the day. So I've brought in bits and pieces from a 6-month training program of NLP, even right up to advanced level, because I think some of those things are really, really useful and you can apply them every day in your lives. So a lot of the time people will do NLP Taster days and all they want to do is just to talk to you about NLP and explain what it is. I want to give you some information that you can actually use, and there will be exercises as well. So I've got 2, possibly 3, depending on the time, exercises throughout the day that I want you to work in pairs. So mix around the pairs, work with someone you haven't worked with before. So that's what we're going to cover. So it's a range of NLP levels. So why would you ever want to learn more about NLP? NLP is a really good way of finding out and understanding other people. And as part of finding out about and understanding about other people, you find out about yourself. It's a very reflective process where you can, if you understand someone else, by its very nature of understanding someone else, you understand more about yourself. We'll come on to that a bit later. It's a really good technique for allowing you to achieve what you want to achieve. So most people have an idea in their mind, this is what I want to do, this is what I'd like to do, or I think I should be doing that, or I'd like to do that. NLP gives you the mindset to be able to understand specifically what you want and then get what you want. It enables you to communicate effectively. So we all communicate every day. It's impossible to not communicate. Let me do this. If I do this, typically I'm not communicating, but I did, didn't I? Even by turning the other way, standing still, saying nothing, I still communicate. So we communicate all of the time. And one of the things that people say about NLP is that I don't want to do NLP because it's manipulative. We all manipulate all of the time. And we start to manipulate from the second we can speak. Mummy, 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 mummy.
Before that, actually.
Or before that. Yeah. And we become master manipulators by the time we're 3 years old.
Judging by the number of times my missus would get out of bed when the baby was crying. And it would happen all the way through the
day. Well, yeah. Exactly, as a baby.
Yeah.
You know, a baby's cry, and then there's a technique called controlled crying. So the baby's crying, and you go in and you pat them, you say it's okay, and you come out, and then you go back in again. Because if you keep going in, the baby learns that all it's got to do is cry, and you go in. And that baby's manipulating. We all manipulate all the time, but we start manipulating from such an early age that we kind of forget that we're actually doing it. NLP brings it back into the consciousness so that you know when you are manipulating, and we can manipulate, if that's the right word, it's usually got a negative connotation, for positive things, to build rapport with someone very quickly so that we're friends, so that people trust you. And in the situation that most of us in, with clients, particularly with dentists, with patients, that is a very, very powerful technique to be able to do. To get a patient to relax, to be able to motivate a patient to look after their oral health, if they've just had surgery, to follow instructions following the surgery. And if we can explain it in the way that's right for them, then people take action on it. This is also a really important one, limiting beliefs and negative emotions. Most people, no, I'll take that back, everybody, apart from possibly 3 people in this room, have limiting beliefs. I can't do it. I can't do that. I'll never be any good. I don't deserve success. I'm a failure. My mum told me I'd never get anywhere when I was older. All of those things are things that go on in our head and hold us back. And one of the things we do in NLP is something called a breakthrough session. There's more information on one of the things over there. But a breakthrough session goes through those limiting beliefs that people have and completely takes them out. Completely eradicates them and removes them. And the last thing is to be happy and successful doing what you want, which is the ultimate goal, that we can be happy and feel successful doing whatever it is that we want to do. Defined however we want to define it, doing what we want to do. And that's the ultimate goal.
Sorry, Mark, on those limited beliefs, does somebody have to want to get rid of them?
NLP, the basis of NLP with everything that we do is we have cause and effect. And then we call it an equation. So we have cause and effect. If I'm at effect, I would be saying to myself, the kind of things that a person would say at effect is, that person makes me angry. She spoke to me like that and it makes me feel like this. I can't do that because this happened to me. I can't grow my business because that person said this at that time and is holding me back. That way of thinking as the effect of everything that's going on around in the world. And no change ever happens until a person moves to cause. Until a person moves to a position where they say, I'm in control. I can make changes and I will make those changes in my life. Typical therapy, so a limiting belief, someone goes to a counsellor and says, I haven't got any confidence. And they will not be taken out of that part. Why haven't you got any confidence? Well, I haven't got any confidence because this, because that, because that, because that. Okay, well let's look at each of those because. And until the person moves to cause, nothing's happening. It ain't, no change. Nothing's going to happen at all. So, give it a real life example. I had somebody phone me up from my website the other day who said, I'm desperate for help. I've got zero confidence. I've got no confidence at all. So I said, well, how is that a problem? How does that manifest itself? He said, well, I've got a really good business idea. I've had some really good interest from it, but I can't take it forwards because I can't go out and meet people. I live at home on my own. I'm alone because I can't go out and meet a girlfriend. He said, I've just got no confidence at all in anything that I do. He said, I'm at a point in my life where I realise that I need to get some confidence. So I said, what have you done so far to help with this problem? He said, well, I've had hypnotherapy. I've been to the doctor. They've referred me to a counsellor. I've been to a confidence coach and a performance coach. So I said to him, how have you made those things not work? And he said, pardon? I said, how have you made them not work? And he said, well, they just didn't work on me. Because those practitioners left him here. Even asking the question, how did you make those things not work, moves into here. Then I can work with him. So absolutely, the person has to want to change. How many NLP practitioners does it take to change a light bulb? One. But the light bulb has to want to change.